stop trying to be a better person. If you are someone who's committed to your own personal growth, that's great, but stop trying to be a better person. I have a PhD in philosophy. I help high achievers find meaning and identity outside their accomplishments, and I talk about this with my clients all the time. If you keep telling yourself that you should meditate or eat healthier or exercise or be a gentler parent or read more or get up earlier or whatever so that you can be a better person, you're doing it from a place of self-judgment and self-evaluations. And there's going to be something inside of you that says, no, I don't want to. It's going to be this like rebellious part of you that is tired of being judged and doesn't want to do it. And so then you're going to come back with more self-criticism and more shoulds and more, look, I really need to do this because I need to be a better person. And you get stuck in this trap where you just like can't move. There's this story in Buddhism where the Buddha says, look, if you are on fire and burning and suffering and in horrible pain, and you eventually can like find a bucket of water to pour on yourself, you don't then like congratulate yourself for being a good fire putter outer. You're just happy not to be suffering anymore. So fine, if you want to meditate or get up early or exercise or whatever, you can do it, but do it from a place of just simply wanting to suffer less. You don't have to be a better person. You can simply look at yourself and know that you deserve ease and peace and happiness. And if you know that these things are going to lead to that, then that's why you do them. This is something I talk about early on in my program, the Bravely Examine Life, because I think so many people get into these like self-development journeys because they want to be like the best versions of themselves, and then they just exhaust themselves from it. So you do not have to be a better person. You can simply want to suffer less. That is enough.
Do not attempt casual conversation with me if you owe me an apology, okay? Like, don't hit me with, haha, did you see the TikTok I sent you? No, I didn't. Because last time I checked, you still owe me an explanation for acting like a full-time clown. Okay, so you can't just skip from betrayal to small talk. That's not how this works, okay? You don't get to emotionally body slam me and then ask me if I've tried the new seasonal latte, all right? And it's always the worst offenders, too. The people who wronged you the hardest are the ones who pop up like, hey, stranger. Bro, I'm not a stranger. I'm the main character in the story where you are the villain, okay? So don't LOL me. Don't send me memes. Don't ask about my weekend. My weekend was great. I spent it remembering that you still haven't said sorry. Okay, so, and the best part is they'll always act confused. Like, why are you being weird? No, I'm not being weird. I'm just not letting you rebrand yourself as quirky when you actually still owe me some remorse. Okay, so yeah, keep your small talk. Try an apology.
I really don't believe in being the bigger person. If you give attitude, you'll get attitude. If you're kind, I'm kind. There's no killing with kindness in this neck of the woods. When they go low, you go low. Karma works, but it doesn't work quick enough. Get your lick back. Be petty. Match the energy. I'm like a mirror. You. Yup. Because I save my positive energy for people who send positive energy to me. So if you got attitude, return to sender.
Y'all keep letting people play in your face and then asking you for grace. Like, sorry, no, you don't get to disrespect me and then expect me to heal you. You don't get to cross boundaries, throw shade, move funny, and then come back like, oh, I didn't mean it like that. No, you did. You just didn't think I'd call you out. You see, a lot of folks confuse grace with access. They think because you're kind, then you're gullible, or because you're forgiving, then you're forgetful, or because you don't clap back, that you won't cut them off. Grace is not a hall pass, folks. Grace is not a free trial for bad behavior. Grace is meant for people who are actually trying, not the ones who keep testing you to see how far they can go. At some point, giving grace turns into betraying yourself. And that's where people get it twisted, because they think boundaries mean bitterness. But no, boundaries is clarity. I can love you, pray for you, and still keep you far away from my peace. I'm not cold, I'm not unforgiving, I'm just not playing with people who confuse my compassion for weakness. Because grace was never meant to be a cover-up for somebody else's chaos, right? If you want grace, cool, show growth. Otherwise, go that way. Because my peace, she don't negotiate, okay? She don't.
9 years of discernment in 60 fucking seconds. Let's do it. Number one, I learned not everyone who smiles is actually fucking solid. Energy don't lie, but people, we gonna show fucking lie. I've lied, you've lied, the cat down the street actually fucking lied too. Number two, discernment ain't paranoia. It's pattern recognition. You stop giving second chances and you start studying fucking cycles. Number three, some folks don't deserve access. They deserve observation, my guy. Number four, silence reveals more than questions ever will. The truth always gets fucking loud in the end. Number five, not everyone everyone fucking clapping and celebrating. Some just want to copy your fucking rhythm, my guy. Number 6, charisma ain't fucking character. Smooth talkers will have shady fucking motives. Number 7, peace exposes people faster than anger ever fucking could. Number 8, discernment is actually spiritual security. Your gut knows what the fuck your ego ignores. And last but not least, every time I ignored my intuition, I paid that fucking price. Now I treat it like it's gospel. Wisdom ain't knowing every fucking thing. It's knowing who and what to walk away from sometimes. Boom, saved your ass 9 betrayal situations, burnout, and 5 fake ass relationships disguised as support.
Well, I've been celibate for 40 years, and that's kept me on a certain plane, because before that it was up and down and up and down. In any case, you'd be like, what? I'm here in bed by myself. I'm supposed to be this great beauty, and I'm supposed to have somebody with me. And then be like, why? Why can't I be back to where I was 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old? That was just as much a person, even more so, of who I was than who I am now.
Does that mean you've been single for the past 40 years?
Yeah.
Have you ever felt lonely?
No, not with all those kids.
How old are you now?
87.
Do you wish you had a partner now?
No.
You're pretty happy.
Oh yeah, I'm very happy. Seems to me any human being has enough things in themselves to discover.
And you can find fulfillment within yourself.
I think so.
Crash out! Just crash out! Let it all out! Don't hold it in! You need to crash out to be mentally sane. Just crash out now! Just crash out! Let it all out! Let it all out and you'll be fine. You need to release the pain inside you. Say it with me. Crash out! Crash out! Crash out! Crash out! Crash out! There's nothing wrong with crashing out. Just crash out.
Just a quick reminder, at the end of your life, you're not going to lay in your bed and think to yourself, oh boy, I sure am glad I did what everyone else wanted me to do. So go ahead and do whatever the fuck you want while you still can.
Do I have appendicitis? Lower right stomach pain. What are the symptoms of appendicitis? Appendicitis symptoms, Reddit. How bad does appendicitis hurt? Would I know if I had appendicitis? Should I go to the hospital if I think I have appendicitis?
Afraid people might leave you? Try pushing people away! Now I get to push people away before they get a chance to leave on me. Some call it trauma. I call it defense mechanism. With pushing people away, I get to gaslight myself into thinking I'm just protecting myself from future hurt, when actually, I just feel unworthy of their love.
Escándalo.
What's a good reason to push people away? All of the above. With pushing people away, you can also get trust issues, false sense of control, believing you're not worthy of love, building up walls around yourself, and if you're lucky, dying alone. The best part about it, it's free 99. So what are you waiting for? Start pushing people away and pretend it hurts less this way. Today.
Hey, you know what? Whatever happened today, fuck that shit, okay? Tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow is a new day. So just look at today and be like, yeah, you know what? Fuck you, and just go into the next day with your ass up in the air and say, kiss my ass. Okay, we're good.
I don't want you to apologize. I want you to feel all of it. I want you to drown in the guilt. I want to be the one to hold you under. The same way you held me, without any mercy, without second thoughts. I'm tired of being gentle, being tender, soft-spoken, tired of swallowing my anger like it's poison. Tired of being silent. I want to scream. I want the world to hear me. I want you to hear me. Under all that guilt, I want you to suffocate in it. Choke on the shame you avoided. I want you to know what it feels like to carry all of this anger, this sadness, this pain. I want you to carry it on your back, have the heaviness weigh you down. You don't get to apologize for things you should have never done in the first place. You don't get my forgiveness. Some scars run too deep, and this damage cannot be undone. And if this makes me a monster, I'll wear the fangs, I'll let the blood drip from my fingertips. If turning ugly makes me seen, what a great monster I will be. My tenderness will not be the weapon that kills me. I'll choose cold over kindness, even if it keeps me from being gentle for the sake of someone who's only waiting to break me. I'd rather be a monster in this world full of beasts than be soft in a world that devours me whole.
The stronger the emotion that you have to some problem or condition or person in your life, the more you're paying attention to them. So they captured your attention. So you're giving your power away to that person, right? Because they're capturing your attention. So then there's an energetic connection to every person, everything in your past, present reality has your energy connected to it. So now, this is the significance. When a person really decides to be defined by a vision of the future instead of the memory of the past, the hardest part about it is all of a sudden becoming conscious and not making the same unconscious choice. So then, if you lower the volume to your frustration, to your hatred, to your anger. If you truly knew how to do that, if you lowered the volume to that emotion, you would take your attention off that person, which means you would begin to break those energetic bonds, and now you're taking your power back. Yes. You're calling energy back to you, and we've measured this, and all of a sudden it builds this bigger electromagnetic field around the person's body. That's energy to heal. That's energy to create a new future with, right? And then if you didn't want to lower the volume to the emotion, then just take your attention off the person. And every time you take your attention off the person, if you became conscious of that, you wouldn't feel the emotion. Now the body, though, has been addicted to that emotion because you're using that person to reaffirm your addiction to hatred or frustration. And if that person died, you'd find another one. So then here you go now. So now you're in a position now where you begin to lower the volume to that emotion, and the body's going, wait a second, you've been doing this for the last 20 years, and all of a sudden you're just going to stop hating? And the body says, well, I've been conditioned this way, and conditioning is based on the past. So when the body feels the lack of that emotion, just like a drug addict, it says, hey, you're off schedule here. So now the body starts influencing the mind to think about experiences that are embossed in the brain that are based on that emotion. So the emotion now is causing you to think in the past.
You know who talks the most shit about you? The people who know they did you wrong. You know why? When someone hurts you, it creates cognitive dissonance. It's an internal tension between their behavior, I hurt this person, and their self-image, I am a good person. And instead of taking accountability, which would require humility and discomfort, they just resolve that tension by flipping the script. They make you the problem. You were dramatic. You were difficult. You were too much. Because if you're the villain, they don't have to be. So everything they say about you, it's not the truth, and they know that. It's the story they tell themselves to feel better. So let them talk. You already did the right thing, which they can't handle. You distanced yourself and moved on.
Person is stuck in their life, the first step to change is examining your thoughts, paying attention to how you speak and how you act, and look at these emotions that keep you connected to the past and finally decide, does this emotion belong in my future? And I think many people try to create a new personal reality as the same personality, and it doesn't work. But we discovered that in our 7-day week-long retreats, if you give people something to do, if they understand the philosophy, the theory, they understand the knowledge base of what they're doing, and you give them something to do, and so they can begin to change, right around the second day, people start, breaking through. They start seeing a different landscape. They're no longer tormenting their body with the same thoughts that produce the same emotions. They're no longer complaining and blaming and making excuses, and they're thinking differently because they're challenged to learn a lot of information. They're challenged to learn information and knowledge, and that causes people to think differently.
Don't get me wrong, I love my husband, but when he goes outside the house and does something without me, it's that vibe. But how come? How come it's an endless dance party when he goes? Like, I love him, like I said, but when he's gone, does that make any sense to anybody else? Like, when he leaves the house, and I got things to do, it's just, like, it's nice to just have some space.
I'm not being dramatic when I say that laying down is my favourite thing to do in this world. There is nothing I would choose over laying down if I was being honest with myself. Like, someone might be like, oh, do you want to go, like, walk a red walk a red carpet, walk the Victoria's Secret runway, I'd be like, yeah, I do. That'd be so amazing. But there would be something in the back of my mind being like, but you'd rather lay down. You see them people that are like, oh, I can't sit down for too long. I've just got to be doing something all the time. I cannot relate. This is my default setting of what I want to be doing. Anything else is effort for me. When I used to work 9 to 5s all through my teens and early 20s, I used to literally pray to God when I'd wake up in the morning for my alarm. I'd get a pit in my stomach and I'd say, please, God, please, I manifest to be self-employed so I can not set an alarm in the morning so I can lay down for longer. Please. My biggest dream came true. Now I'm self-employed, I literally just get into bed in the middle of the day and just lay here for like an hour sometimes, just take a break. I think a lot of type 2 ADHD and autistic people feel this way because when we're outside, even if we're doing something that we have really been looking forward to that's actually fun, there's only a certain amount of time before we start to feel like, you know, dysregulated or overstimulated, or the masking's too tiring and you want to just come home and you start to crave laying down because that's when you feel safe and regulated and there's nothing to do and no one to put on a show for. You can just go on your iPad and play games and be weird and pick your spots.
Soul cannot go to the adventure of the future holding on to the emotion of the past. If you say, I don't want to feel guilt, I don't want to feel suffering, I don't want to feel anxiety, I want to feel resentment, I felt that enough. Can I teach my body emotionally what it feels like to live in a new life without any experience? I can bring up this feeling on my own. If you keep remembering to feel this way and begin to embrace elevated emotions and you feel differently, feelings are chemicals. And if you keep reproducing the same chemicals over and over again, it's going to be easier for you to feel that way. And if you start thinking differently, you start acting differently, start feeling differently, then your life begins to change.
I do not give a fuck. I really do not give a fuck.
Being like diagnosed ADHD is not giving a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't care that you don't think I look autistic. I don't care that you don't believe I'm autistic. I don't care that you think ADHD is made up. I don't care that you think I'm a crackhead for taking stimulants. I don't care that you like me more when I'm masking. I literally used every ounce of energy in my body my entire life for people to think I was normal, to then become a 35-year-old woman and not give a fuck. Because you know why? I physically can't give a fuck anymore. Giving a fuck's gonna put me on the ground. I don't care how you perceive me. I don't care if you think I'm childish or immature. I don't care if you think I'm attention seeking. I don't care if you think everybody wants a diagnosis and I'm just jumping on the trendy train. If you think autism and ADHD are superpowers, then we don't need to label them. I don't care if you think you know me better than I know myself or a professional. I don't care what you think about me eating ramen and frozen pizzas as a primary food source. I cared so much for so long. I literally did everything in my power, just hoping you would like me. And you never did, and you still don't, so.
I do not play about people treating me weird. I will never talk to you again. Yeah, because the second you switch up on me, I switch off. It's not personal, okay? It's preventative. I don't do maybe they didn't mean it. No, they meant it. We're adults now. Everything is intentional. Okay, so people act strange once and think they get unlimited retries. Absolutely not. This isn't a video game. There are no extra lives. Okay, you get one weird vibe, and I vanish like a witness in a crime documentary. I'm gone. Okay, and I promise you I don't announce it either. I don't send paragraphs. I don't do the we need to talk. My silence is the talk. Okay, my absence is the closure. Okay, my number being blocked is the thesis statement. All right, because honestly at this point in life, if I have to question your energy, your motives, your tone, or your whole personality every time we speak, it's not worth the stress. All right, I got maybe 4 functioning brain cells left. I can't waste one on decoding people. So yeah, treat me weird once. Congrats, you just unlocked lifetime separation.
One thing that I've realized recently is that I don't need therapy. Everybody else around me does. I'm completely normal, and everybody else is just fucking deranged. Everybody else needs therapy apart from me.
Every time you explode in anger, your amygdala hijacks your brain for hours. But every time you resist it, your prefrontal cortex rewires. This makes you smarter, calmer, and harder to manipulate.
Are you overthinking or are they underthinking? Are you the one that's overthinking? Or are they just being stupid and underthinking? You are not overthinking. You are just thinking all the possible outcomes. You are living your life with your brain on 100%. And they are the ones not using their brain and underthinking. So the next time someone says stop overthinking, say you stop underthinking. You use your brain. You stop underthinking. And why is being an overthinker bad? You are using your brain. You are being creative. You are thinking about every single scenario. To all the overthinkers out there, unite. We need to stay together.
Try to domesticate you, but you're an animal, baby.
Shitty people do shitty things to you because they feel shitty about themselves, not because you deserve to have shitty things done to you.
Researchers found one technique that forces complete shutdown. Before bed, hold an ice cube in each palm for 45 seconds. The intense cold triggers mammalian dive response, immediate parasympathetic dominance that lasts 6 to 8 hours.
Never hear me say in any of the work that we do, go back and process the past. We've discovered that when a person analyzes their problems within the emotions of the past, they make their brain worse. They actually drive it further out of balance. They're over-arousing it. We discovered is that if the person can get beyond the emotion, they'll free themselves from the past. If you teach a person to give up the fear, the bitterness, the resentment, the frustration, the impatience, the judgment, to stop feeling that emotion. I know there's a reason why. I'm sure everybody's got a story. There's nothing that's going to change that story until you change. And so we discovered that if you trade those emotions for an elevated emotion, when the heart begins to open and it begins to become coherent, you're feeling love and gratitude, kindness and care, there's a rhythm, there's a cadence that the heart has that's very coherent. It immediately informs the brain that the trauma is over.
Knowing my luck, I'll be reincarnated as me again. Oh God, I felt it. No. My family, having get another angel. Me reincarnated as a rat. Fucking right. When you're having a bad day, but then your bestie rolls up. Beep beep, you sad fuck. Me, no problemo. Narrator, but it was all problemo. Up at 3 AM, Googling how do I break out of a repetitive cycle that both comforts and harms me. Oh God. Were these made about me? Very vulnerable right now. If anybody wants to take advantage of me, now is your time. Oh God. It's okay if you're in a local band. Just don't do it around me. Oh God. Oh, I'm tired.
Just give in and have a mental breakdown. Just have one. Just treat yourself to a little Menti B. A little cheeky midweek Menti B or something like that. Because you need it. You deserve it. Break down. Crash out.
Unfortunately, I do enjoy being meaner to someone who was mean to me first. The way I see it, that's not revenge, it's just justice, all right? If you hit me with sarcasm, I'm not walking away. I'm doubling down. I'm pulling out childhood insults you didn't even know were on the table, all right? You said something slick? Cool. I just became a full-time roast comic with no clock out time, all right? It's not even planned. I don't mean to do this. It's instinct, right? You come at me sideways and suddenly I've got a 10-slide PowerPoint presentation on what is wrong with your entire personality. That's it. And the best part is the guilt-free factor, because normally if I'm mean, I feel bad after. But if you started it, now I'm just doing community service. Like, that's just me giving back, okay? It's therapeutic, too. Like, if you say one rude thing, I say 20, and balance is restored. You're upset now, but I'm healed, okay? So, yeah, I shouldn't enjoy it. I know, but I do. I do, because nothing tastes better than being petty with a clear conscience.
I'm so fucking tired of your fucking bullshit. Shut the fuck up.
When he says he goes for personality over looks, so now you got to worry about the ugly ones too. Fucking. When someone says, well, at least you didn't, but I did do that and worse. Fuck. You're so competitive. Thanks. We had to earn love in this household. Oh, God. Please don't offer your positive perspective when I'm trying to be a hater. Leave me be.
Who knows and who cares? Same thing about us. 1,000 years from now, is anybody going to know our name? No. Anybody going to care? No. And does that mean that I'm worthless, I'm pointless, I'm meaningless? No, it means you're infinite, and this is just one of the games you're playing, and enjoy it. And don't try to get your identity from this game in some sense, you're getting your identity from finding out that you're not this game. That's how no one's going to really care. And in fact, you know what? I don't really even care. That was just a game I had to play, and I'm not that. And I learned that I transcend that. Life is full of all these irritations, things that go wrong, all the time. The lesson of life is to just say yes to whatever happens. This is what needs to happen. And to not resist. In some sense, I am the infinite. I put myself in this game, and it's a good game.
Again? Okay, you should have got over earlier, you dumb bitch. All right, this guy doesn't know how a zipper works. I guess he probably had a bad childhood. Okay, I am grateful for everything that I have, because this man obviously doesn't have a fucking turn signal or a clue. I wish you light and love, and I hope that your piece of shit car gets you home in one piece because you drive like a fucking idiot. Okay, go ahead, dumb bitch. Oh, this guy thinks he's the only person on the road. Okay, he must need some healing. The fuck over! I wish you light and love.
Starting a theory which is pretty much the opposite to the let them theory. How do you feel about that, Mel Robbins? So pretty much just like you don't let them. You know what I mean? They do something stupid, don't let them, yell at them. They do anything that annoys you, get aggravated, get angry, tell them off. Anything they do that's stupid, don't let them. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, I think it's going to work better for me than the let them theory. Being quite frank, Mel Robbins' let them theory was too suppressing for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's just such a big part of my personality to let people hear what I think about them. You know what I mean? Anyway, thank you.
Was I actually disrespectful? Or did I just set boundaries and because you're so used to being in control, you took it as disrespect? Am I really a hateful person, or does me holding you accountable just feel like an attack because no one has ever held you accountable? Am I truly an unforgiving person, or is it that your present behavior is the same as your past behavior, so it feels like we're just not making progress? Am I actually blaming you for everything, or am I just being honest about your behavior? Am I actually misconstruing and twisting your words, or are you shifting the blame onto me so that you are perceived as the victim in the situation that you created? Am I really everything that you say that I am? Or is it everything that you accuse me of being a confession of who you really are?
This is how I play the Life is Beautiful game when I'm feeling bleh. I woke up! Yay! If you woke up next to someone you love, that's bonus points. Oh my god, clean sheets and a comfy bed. I can't believe I get to sleep feeling safe indoors and in a comfy bed. You tried coffee? It's so good. Now, normally I just make the cheap stuff at home, which is great. But some days when I'm feeling extra fancy, I go get coffee. Speaking of go, watch this. I can walk. What? No, because one time I was complaining about having diarrhea or something, and my girlfriend Miriam, who's in a wheelchair, said, well, at least you can walk to the bathroom. And I think about that multiple times a week now. Not only can you walk, you can do this if you want. Because you have free will. You can literally do whatever you want. And actually, I'm feeling a little chilly, so I think I'm gonna change the temperature. Have you seen one of these? I can change the temperature so that I'm perfectly comfortable all the time, okay? I miss my friend. I'm gonna get out my smartphone. I can send little notes to my friends and family on this, and when I'm feeling bored, all the entertainment that I could ever want is like at my fingertips. Anyways, you get the point, and that's just the first few minutes of the day. You could go about your whole day like this. Anything from having a car to eating a yummy meal. And I do this because sometimes life does actually suck. I know I've been through hell, but just the feeling safe part is something that so many people in the world don't have. And I just find that thinking this way and acting this way and being overly grateful not only helps me through my day, but helps me to attract even more blessings.
You've read every psychology study and every psychological thinker and philosopher. What are the 5 things everyone must understand about their own psychology or they risk failing at life? Your brain lies to you constantly is number 1. You are not a passive observer of reality. You are a narrator. Your brain invents stories that feel true but often are built on cognitive bias, emotional residue, and past wounds. Number 2 is what you avoid controls you. Avoidance feels like relief in the short term, but every time you dodge discomfort, you strengthen fear, shame, procrastination, or resentment. Number 3, you are not who you think you are. You're who you are. Practice being. Identity isn't fixed. It's a feedback loop of habits, roles, beliefs, and repeated stories. You shape who you are by what you do over and over, not who you wish you were. And the 4th one, you are wired for emotion, but built to regulate it. Feeling your emotions is not enough. Mental health comes from being able to name, hold, and use your emotions, not be hijacked by them.
3 years of therapy in 60 fucking seconds. We're gonna talk about toxic in-laws today. Let's fucking do it. Number 1, I learned that it's not my job to make everyone fucking happy, especially the ones who only smile when I'm fucking struggling. Number 2, I learned that's just how they are really means they've been unchecked for fucking decades. And now it's my problem because I married their favorite fucking trigger. Number 3, I stopped arguing with people committed to misunderstanding me. They don't want peace. They want control with fucking casserole, my guy. Number 4, you can love your in-laws flaws and still keep them over the fuck there. Boundaries don't mean hate. They mean actual fucking healing. Number 5, I realized silence was the best fucking revenge at some points. You don't win against passive aggressive people. You just stop performing for their fucking approval. And last but not least, toxic in-laws don't ruin marriages. Lack of fucking boundaries do. Protect your peace, not their fucking perception. Boom. Saved your ass guilt, gaslighting, and one weird ass Thanksgiving. Now Venmo me $5.
Ever speak to me again. Never speak to me again. I don't like you. I don't like you, and I can't believe I liked you in the first place. You're horrible. You're horrible, and you deserve to be bitten by a snake. You deserve to be bitten by a snake in an Indian rainforest. That's what you deserve. You deserve venom. You deserve venom, because you are venom. You are venom. Okay? You are venom. Nobody likes you. Nobody does.
Why would you say that? Now everyone's mad at you. The evening is officially ruined. Congratulations. All that you are makes people uncomfortable. They're plotting their exit from your life, and it will be swift. The vibe is completely fucked. You're a regular bull in the conversation shop. They're not liking this story, it's a complete snoozer. Tell it better. Go ahead and stop talking for me. See, now you're being too quiet. And it's getting weird. Oh, brother, this guy stinks. You can still save this. Say something funny right now, go. Yeah, verbally describe the meme you saw. Yeah, they're gonna love that. I'm keeping you safe. You're so lucky I'm here.